हेलो सुनाई दे रहा है? हेलो 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 सुनाई दे रहा है? हेलो
Good afternoon, sir.
ओके
Oh, I think it is evening. Where
हेलो
you are now is evening. Yes, sir. Good evening.
गुड इवनिंग ओके मे आई स्टार्ट फॉर दैट
Yes, sir. You can
पीपीटी
start. Yes.
ओके ओके जस्ट
Okay, sir.
हाँ सोलो बाबू एक आदमी ज्वाइन किया मैं अभी ज्वाइन कर रहा हूँ ठीक है हाँ वो ज्वाइन नहीं किया इसलिए आपको फोन किया ओके okay my ppt is visible hello
Yes, it is. Yes, it is
hello
visible. Yes, it is
okay
visible. We can see.
okay today I will discuss about the event coordination and control. Acha, earlier two classes, I have discussed about the event and their uh, respective activities, characteristics for that. Uh, may I ask any question for you? Hamaja, what types
Yes,
of
sir.
event you were conducting in the Nigeria, in your country? Can you discuss? Hello,
Yes, sir. There are many different events.
hello.
We have some are cultural, some are
Okay,
religious.
okay. Except that
Yes, some are seasonal.
any business conference exhibition you are conducting. Hello.
You, sir, you said?
Any business event you are conducting in your country.
Honestly, even if there is, I don't know.
Okay, okay, okay. Today, just I'm studying for that. And your is there any other to join for that, or we can continue for that? Okay. Now, now here in this event and coordination and control, there are actually four blocks unit. First unit, effective control and evaluation, and unit 6, critical evaluation after event, And Unit C 7, event evaluation report and profile. And Unit 8 is monitoring and evaluation media. Today I would like to cover all the 4 units for that. Now, before that unit, what are the objectives of this control, effective control and evaluation? Now you see, when we are talking about the control, it is it is a mechanism that can help in identify and correcting any fault or weakness in the system. That means control, it is
Uh,
just like a mechanism.
Sir,
Yes, please.
can you help us with the PPT so that it can help us while revising?
Uh, that means you want to the PPT, no?
Yes, sir, we want it.
Then you do one thing. You send me your email. Then I can send you.
Okay, let me put it through the chat box.
Okay, just I'm put you can put to the chat box. Okay,
Okay, sir.
okay. Then I will just send you. Then you can read the previous 2 classes, whatever I already touched about the topic. Then you can understand. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, what are the objectives? The course has been covered event coordination and execution, staging, catering, and technology's role. This has covered for that. A key open neglected aspect of the event management is control and evaluation. When we are talking to the management, we are talking about to the 4 pillar of the management. One is the planning, it is a blueprint, organizing, how to divide the work for this thing, then leading and controlling. And after that, staffing and motivation. But mainly, we're the 4 pillar of the management. Now, here planning and controlling just the opposite side of the coins. So, without controlling, it cannot be evaluated for this thing. Now, this block focuses on these 2 areas. One is the control and evaluation. This unit specifically define control. What is control for this? Its element, types, characteristic, and method. Basically, we are in the controlling, we are just define what is control, what are its element, what it is characteristic for that, and method. It also introduced the concept of the evaluation and its importance in event management. When you are talking to the event management, these are the most important. The goal is for the student to understand how to effectively control and evaluate the event. Effectively to do the right thing at the right time. That is called effectively. And efficient, I told earlier, it is the ratio between the output or input, the output divided by input or input divided by output, whatever that. Now, it is what actually control. Control is a mechanism. I told you a mechanism that can help to identify and correcting any fault or weakness in the system. Now here you see something, control and evaluation are essential for comparing planned activities with actual progress. Whatever we are doing some event, whatever the progress are there, we can understand control through control evaluation, we can measure it. Ensuring things are on track and identify correcting problems. That means it is the one of the mechanism by which you can understand what is the problem and how to it is rectified for this thing. Event manager must establish effective control system before the event. What are the effective control system before the event? A good manager avoid misorganized microorganism, micromanaging. Micro means total, big, smaller portion. There are two terms. I'm sorry for that. Macro means bigger and micro means small. Avoid no, micromanaging, trusting their team to handle the routine tasks. However, the manager expertise is crucial during the peak event time and handling non-standard situation, risks, and incident. In this context, I would to say something about the in India, Kumbh Mela is the one of the biggest Mela in the not only in the country, in the world also. In this particular, the manager's role is very vital for this thing. When it is the during the time, effective checkpoint system are necessary to monitor the activities and ensure desired result. Without checkpoints mean what can be checked during the time. It is important and necessary monitoring, supervising are required. Control system should facilitate con- sorry. Control systems should facilitate information flow to management. That controls, now earlier we said that when resource means there the man, money, material, machine and management also. Management and in the form of information. Enable timely intervention, decision making when deviation occur. That means control system given to the flow of information by enable timely intervention and decision taking in that time also. So it cannot be hamper the event. Simple example like tracking the stock, tracking the stock and cash level at the merchandise booth illustrate the importance of basic control procedures. Without control procedures, suppose you are taking to the stock and there is some fast in, fast out, last in, last out. This is the stock mechanism for this thing. That means that cyclic can be and also it is the effective also. Now, what is meaning of control? Actually, control is the process of guiding activities toward the predetermined goals. That means control, we can say it is the predetermined goals. It is the guiding activities for this thing. It involves, but how to do it? Analyze the action are being taken as planned and taking the corrective measure when needed. Then we need analyzing the action. You take into the data of this thing. After the data, what are the loophole are there? You can find out, and then you can also take in the corrective measure for that. Then control measure in event can range from informal on-site to interaction to formal activity plans. As for example, suppose informal way you understand, you think, or you get some information that some incident has been going on. Then when informal way, but formal way, it is a formal way. What is the formula? You take to the through your channel, you are taking to the information that is also happening. That means corrective plans, reports, and budget and adjustment. When we're talking to the planning process, these are the required for this thing, and that corrective, that the information helps to control the event. The word control comes from the Latin word contra rutere, meaning comparing something to the official record. Here you are comparing earlier what is happened for this thing, and today what are the corrective measure you are taking based on the comparing something official record. It is the official record. You are collecting to the data, analyze the data, and synthesize the data, and taking to the decision for this thing. Decision on the basis of the result. Today, it will means comparing progress against the plan, to ensure the projected outcome are met. That means it still means comparing progress. Every time it is progress. Suppose you are taken to before 2 years, but nowadays it is added something comparing plan. Made essentially control ensure that what happened is what was intended. And event planning is useful if execution is controlled. Therefore, control mechanism, that means control is also one mechanism are necessary in all event domains like logistic, human resource, and the administration. Actually, when we're talking to the event, that means these are the domains like the logistic, channelized for the human resource, and also the administration. Now, event control involves the information processing, comparing the goals to achievement. You are comparing goals to achievement. What you are taking to the compare and what is happened, then you are taking decision and feedback. The communication between controller and controlled, this should be needed. Key control practice include through the repeated checking, again and again checking for this thing, documentation, checklist, venue check before and after, venue in places where it is happening for that, attention to detail, and careful scheduling. When you are taken to the careful schedule, it can be done. And contingency fund, sponsor involvement, that means who are sponsoring for this thing, and logo approval, safety, awareness, and staff training. These are the points should be remembered when we are controlling this thing. Now, what are the control process actually? The control process involves the four steps. First, establishing the standards. When we are talking of the controlling, then mean we are entering to the standards. Define what is standard, defining expect outcome, what are the outcome comes before on that, own industry practice, management guidance, client sponsor requirement, and audience expectation. When we're talking to the establishment standard, then we are considering of the audience, sponsor requirement, management guidance, and these are the very crucial points there. The second point, we are measuring the performance. We have done it, but we have continued to measure, evaluate, quantify actual performance against the establishment standard. When you are, as for example, budget, actual performance against the established standard budget, these standard must be communicated to the team. The budget means, earlier I said it is the expense and income comparing to, and it is the projected before of that. These standard must be communicated to the team. That these are the budget for this thing. We also consider the budget and then we are controlling. Now, third is identifying the deviation. What is the deviation for that? How much it is deviate for the standard for that? Company actual performance to standard to find any discrepancy. Suppose, for example, suppose we are, before starting of that, we measure the standard should be 5. But actually it is the 3. Then mean 2 are deficiencies for this thing. Why 2 are deficiencies for that? We should need where is the fault for this thing. This require communication between the controller and team of understand the causes. Why it is happening for this thing? So it helps for this thing. Then after this, first you are establishing, second measuring the performance, third identify the deviation, fourth correcting deviation. If it is deviation, the deviation from the standard, what we do? Implementing the problem solving strategy. Where is the problem? We can understand about this thing, try to solve it and also implement. Try to solve it and also take to the implement for that, which may include the negotiation contract. When you're talking to the, this is the budget standard negotiation contract between to the contractor to address any deviation. These cycle repeat until results are achieved, and its frequency depends on event size and complexity. So this is the actually control process for this thing. If we try to understand about this thing, then we can easily control for this thing. Now, second, steps in control. This is the process. Now, steps in control. Now, events use operational. Operational means day to. One is strategic, and then is operational. Strategic is long term. Operation is day to day. And organizational, the strategic control. Control can also be categorized by when they are applied. One, the predictive. We are given to some prediction for this thing. Feed forward, identify potential problem. When we identify before they occur, we can that for predicting cash flow issues. Cash flow means that is the one of the term in the accountancy or when management accountancy we are using the cash flow of cash, where the cash is coming from, and preparing legal letters and non-payment for this thing. Now, preventive. Establish only plan to prevent problems. That means equipment checklist, food quality checks, and site inspection. Third is concurrent. Monitoring activities during the event to address the deviation in real time. That is schedule adherence, food stall, and monitoring. Am I audible? Hamaja? Hello? Am I audible? Hello? Hamaja, I am audible? Hello? Hello? No. Now, feedback control. These inform real-time decision during an event. For example, decision when to discount the merchandise based on sales feedback to avoid the leftover stock while maximizing the revenue. Incident reporting is another example where analyzing the accident frequency allow for preventive measures. Historic control. What is the historic control for this thing? These are organizational control that prevent past event deviation to prevent them in the future events. They involve reviewing and conclude event and assessing how well objectives were made. Again, the mapping the actual planned progress. Actual and planned progress can be compared using benchmark, high standard achievements within the events. That is, for example, securing popular performer, milestone, key dates for intermediate achievement, crucial for monitoring progress. And that example, performer arrival, proposal submission, milestone train charts, and Gantt charts visually track the milestone completing delay. Third is deliverable, tangible controls, products or service. There is the when you are talking to the product or service, product actually we are it is a tangible and dependence if the products are there are 5 characteristics: tangibility, intangibility, production and consumption at the same time, ownership. There are 5 characteristics different between the service and product that can be measured, like the reports, the tangible outcome, contracts, side map, or contract list, proving the management tracks have been completed. Now, characteristic control mechanism. Now, effective control mechanisms should be meaningful and efficient. Focus on the key area crucial for event success. Identify in the event plan. Now, second is simple, easy way to understand. Communicate to all the staff. It should be easy, understandable, and communicate to the staff. And another third is timely. Without timely and effectively and flexible. Whenever it is required, then you can deliver this thing. Able to identify the deviation. What are the disorder for this thing? And adapt the changing plans. Even if the milestone shift. Relevant, matched to specific event areas and distributed only to the responsible parties. What is the relevant for this thing? It needed to distribute only to the responsible parties. Action oriented, not just identify the gaps, but also suggesting corrective action. In the control mechanism, the managers should not find the gaps, but also suggesting corrective action, especially for the experienced staff. Less experienced staff. Control measure should also be cost effective, balancing the expense and time against their effectiveness. Control methods includes report and meetings. Then what is the method we are using? Now, reports and meeting. Frequent reports presented at the meeting help evaluate event progress. Meeting frequency increase as the event nears. Subcommittees report on the area's sponsorship, publicity, etc., highlighting the gaps for the coordinator manager to address. Delegation. Event manager delegate control to subcommittee responsible for specific functional areas like catering, venue, etc. Catering is one of the most vital point for this thing. And venue, the place where it is in places for that. Subcommittee address problems within the domain before escalation. And now, third is the break-even chart. Break-even chart means where it is the graphical tool where there are no profit, no loss. You can identify the break-even point. That means it is showing the intersection cost, fixed and variable, and revenue. Intersection cost and revenue, where the two lines are meet together, that is the break-even point. It identifies the break-even point where revenue exceeds cost and profit begins. That means when the break-even point means it is the no profit, no loss. If it's beyond of the break-even point, it goes to the profit. If it is the below of that you are going to the loss. Now here is the fixed cost. Whatever the events are there is certain fixed cost are there. Then mean rent of the venue, their electricity, and variable cost are the number of the visitors. If the number of the visitors are coming, number of and their ticketing is one of the variable cost for this thing. Now, here, this particular point is the call to the break-even point. In this particular, your fixed cost will remain same, and variable costs which depend upon to certain factors. If you're going to so many stalls are there, electricity will be going on. If the number of tourists are, to visitors are coming, the ticket if selling to the ticket, sales are going to, and they are related expense for this thing. So our aim should be cross to the break-even point. Now, ratio analysis, another fundamental issue of the controlling, that the ratio analysis. What is the ratio analysis? Ratio analysis, it is the current ratio means current asset by current liabilities. Ratio is a control method. Then current asset by current liability. Asset means there is the something in the positive. Liabilities mean you are taking to the debt for this thing. ESPN uses the predictive control that help to assess the financial health and profitability of the event or event management company. Key ratio include liquidity ratio, or that is the current asset ratio. We can say it is the current asset ratio. What is that? At the current asset divided by current liabilities. That is the current asset ratio. Measure the ability to convert asset to the cash, indicating the financial state. Calculate at the current asset by current liabilities. Now we are coming to the return on capital employment. Every company they are putting to the some capital, they on the basis of the capital they are like to take to the some profit, that is the return on investment, ROI. How to measure it? Measure the profitability of an event sponsor investor. Calculate the net profit divided by capital into 100. This is the calculate the net profit. The profit margin, profit margin rate, net profit divided by gross profit. Indicate that profit might indicate the efficiency of an event, particularly for fundraising to allow the comparison between the events.
Mm.
By
Sir,
analyzing each other, hello, by
yes,
analyzing each
sir,
other, hello,
sir, a question, sir.
yes, please.
Uh, I have learned that there is an event that just happened that took place there in India. That's Kumbh Mela.
Yeah, Kumbh Mela, yeah.
And there is one incident, that's one tragic that happened, which led to the death of almost 30 people or something like that.
It is true also.
Uh,
It is,
if I understand, had it been they have put these measures, these control measures you are mentioning, such tragic will not have happened. So
yeah,
my question is that if such you are assuming that you have employed, you have put all these measures into practice, all these method you have employed them, you have put them, but such things happen, what are you going to do as an event planner?
that means they will learn about this particular incident. What is the lag is there? Because they know the crew of people will come to meet to the particular destination, but their prediction was wrong, and whatever the number they are predicted, it comes more of that. That's why this incident has been happened. That means there is some deficiency of control measure. Because I told earlier, planning and control both are the opposite side of the coins. That means you are not apply the planning before during this particular event. That's why it is happening for that. Not only for in the Kumbh Mela, in few days, day before yesterday, day before most probably, there is another incident in the New Delhi railway station, because their controlling measure was failed totally. Due to particular controlling measure, they can understand what is the problem and what was the problem and what will you will do it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, I understand. Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, welcome. Now, when you are talking to the Kumbh Mela, actually there are in the Kumbh Mela every 3 years there is a Kumbh Mela. and in the different places for that. There are most probably four places. One is the Allahabad, that is now it is name is called Prayagraj. Second is the Nasik. Third is Ujjain, and fourth is called to the Haridwar. Every 3 years it is going on. But there is a Kumbh, and there is the half Kumbh and Purna Kumbh. That means whatever in the now it is going on, that is it is comes after 144 years. So people, it is the biggest event in the world. Okay. Now, in the Kumbh, Kumbh means the every religious people all over the India, around the world, they are coming to take what is happening for this thing. We can say it is the Kumbh Mela is the one of the mini world for that. Now we are going to continue. The ratio analysis, this is the ratio analysis, the profit margin, that means net profit divided by gross profit, indicate the efficiency of an event, particularly for the allowing the comparison between the events, and by analyzing this relevant ratio, the event management company can gain insight into the financial viability and identify area needed improved control. That is the financial control for that. The what is another control is the plan control for this thing. Now, quality management. Now, when we're talking to the event, there should be quality. Quality in event management means meeting both explicit and implicit customer needs. When we are talking to the quality of the product, that means what is explicit outer and implicit inner of the customer needs fruitful. Measuring this rely heavily on customer feedback and regarding the event itself and the service provided by the staff. The both if customer given to the positive feedback, then we can understand the customer are satisfied. Total quality management is a process many event companies use to continuously improve service quality. One popular total quality technique is recognizing and rewarding. You are recognizing and rewarding quality champions as demonstrated by award like the WEMX award, as you are like they are given to the controlling for this thing. Now, project management. Project management with tools like the checklist, Gantt charts. Earlier, I already given to an example of this thing in the first class most probably, and work breakdown structure. When we're talking to the work is equal to bundle of tasks. The combination of this thing provide a valuable control system. If you divided the work into tasks, if you analyze the task, then you can understand where is the problem. Or even management offering blueprint of the planning and execution. This system helps prioritize and address the critical issue. Financial control involved using techniques like financial statement. We can say balance sheet is also financial statement, cash flow statement, also ratio analysis, and also break-even analysis. It is also most important break-even analysis. That means where you can get to the profit. That means if where the revenue and cost line intersect for that particular point is called the break-even. To manage the resource like the cash, receivable, payable, inventories, and debt. That means it is the like the cash, hard cash, receivable, payable, what you are given to the receive and how much you are given to the pay, and inventories, what are the list of the idle and debt. Effective financial control measures include the cash flow forecasting, then it also that effective control and up-to-date income expenditure tracking. It helps us. It is also a required system to purchase, documented the expenditure, verification of the good against the order, and budget awareness. These are the critical tools for project management. When you are anywhere for this thing, point of self-control involve the securing seed money, accurately recording transaction and reconciling bank statement, then trial balance, whatever reconciling. The event evaluation. Control and evaluation are crucial strategic event management. Without control, you cannot evaluate evaluation. Evaluation cannot be possible without control or crucial strategic event management. Control ensure the performance align with standard and projected outcome. As for example, suppose if you are given to the evaluation of that, suppose actually the biggest combo menu, if you get a performance align, we are given to standard 5, but actually we given to the standard 5 projected was the 9. The difference is the 4. While evaluating the analytic performance data for decision making, these analyze when you are taking to the data, analyze it for this thing, and results are that result help to take the decision making. Although often neglected, the evolution is an ongoing process. It is not a you are given to the one time. It is not a it is continuously process for throughout the event life cycle. It is from the initiation to complete the feedback, not just a post event activity during, before, during, and after. Common reason for the neglecting the evaluation includes small teams with the heavy workloads. Because they are neglecting this thing, but when we are talking about to the why they are not doing, because they are small teams, they are unable to do it. Heavy workload, lack of expertise in data, and collecting the analyzing. Now, in this particular AI, mm, AI tools also using to collect the data, analyze the data, also taking the decision making, and time constant between the events. Event evaluation, as defined by the various experts, involve the observing, measuring, and monitoring an event access outcomes. Create an event profile. That means profile means who are coming here, what is their age, gender, their nationality, what is their preference for them. Provide stakeholder feedback. Stakeholder feedback, who are the component, who are the actually player in this particular event, and drive analysis and improvement. It is a continuous process. Then event evaluation, continuous process, checking, measuring, assessing the result, and calculating return on investment. Because when you are investing your money or capital in the form of capital, you want to the how much returning is coming. That is a return on investment. Ultimately, measuring the event success against its objective. Now, why should events be evaluated? This is a question may arise for them. Meeting event objective future improvement, meeting event objectives and future improvement. As for example, Kumbh Mela, it is happened. So what is the future improvements for this thing? That that incident teaches them how to control for this thing. Evaluation helps determine if objectives were met and identify area of improvement. So there is a need to identify improvement in the future events, including the strengthening the successful activities and fixing the problematic ones. Past event data inform present and future event planning. It helps for this thing. The meeting stakeholder expectation. The stakeholders are they are also expecting something. Whether their expectation is fulfilled or not, that is one of the most important question. Also, the for decision making, evaluation address the needs and expectation of various stakeholders, including organizers, focus on the budget adherence, objective achievement and attendance, and audience satisfaction and demographics. Demographic consisted about the age, gender, their nationality, preference, like this. Now, now sponsor concern about the increased product service awareness, advertising, reach, media coverage, media coverage, and audience perception. And donors require financial statement, income, expense, export, and social, cultural, and economic impact assessment. The government departments interested in the event impact on the local. Now, every event has impact to the local people because local people will take some recruitment. Raw materials are coming from the local people. They are also taking the state, national economy, requiring a report and tax submission for that. The tourism body and travel agency, when the number of people are there, that means that means their hospitality is required. Then tourism and travel agents are also active. Focus on that tourism body and travel agent, they focus on visitor profiles. Because due to the visitor profile, they can also budgeting, they can also planning, they can also organizing, and how to satisfy the who are the coming on the event. So tourism and travel agents are the important key role to provide the service to the audience who are coming from outside. Numbers and even influence on the tourism. So that tourism bodies are heavily enacted on this particular event. Now, impact of the event. What are the impact of it? Whether it is positive, maybe it positive, maybe negative. So we are evaluating help us to understand the various impact of event generate. What is that? The economy. Without economy impact, we are rejected for this thing. Direct impact. What are the direct impact we have? In the event, we had a ticketing sale, with the sponsorship sale for this thing, for advertising for this thing, and indirect impact benefit to the ancillary region and tourism boost. Here, economy directly it is that coming for this, but what are the indirect? The benefit to the ancillary business. Ancillary business in the various form. There may be accommodation, whatever okay, the accommodation industry, transport industry, and tourism boost, catering. They are coming for in the and there is the political. Now, impact on the distance of populated political image. If the destination is highly evaluated, highly influenced, then it should be politically influenced for that. Social and cultural contribution to community spirit. Social and cultural, if as for example, cultural event, they are also given to gather together for this thing. They are also taking the all type of people are here, not only some people. They are another religious people are coming for this thing. That means it is community spirit. Mela means it is the unity, it is the coming so and nationalism and also cultural perspective. Every culture has a unique identification, unique presentation for that. Then physical infrastructure development. When the events are there, the its related infrastructure that means road, sanitation, and others and potential environment impact. And here, when you are talking to the event physical, we are concerned about to the economy, I mean, the environment impact. It may be positive. Sometimes in the events are there, so many garbage are there. It may be negative. But if the garbage are used to the to produce to the any biogas, then it can be positive impact for that. Tangible, intangible impact. Evaluation the concept about it. Tangible. Tangible means it's measurable for this thing. You can touch it, feel it. Impact like the economic cost. You can understand satisfaction percentage. You can understand the attendance. But how much intangibility? Descriptive impact of the community, social life, happiness, how much happy you are, pride and long-term image for this thing. So these events not only given to the tangible and but it also intangibility, and it also given some making some spirit for productivity. Now, When to evaluate the events, where, what is the timing for this thing? Pre-event assessment, if you are going to the pre-event assessment, occur during the planning. And research stage, research means search again. Then when you are collecting to the data and data, relevant data, then analyzing the data and some result outcome. Focus on resource assessment, then venue, vendor, etc. Then you are assessing on this thing, feasibility, cost effectiveness, and market research. And use past data and similar event as the benchmark. Many involve cost benefit analysis, determining resource needs and even viability, establish a target and goal, monitoring an event, tracks event progress in real time, also known as formative evaluation. It is called the formative evaluation. Allow earlier detection and corrective action, focus on quality control and performance improvement. Example include the budget monitoring and on the spot adjustment. Provide the input or final evaluation for future planning. That monitoring event also correctiveness for that. Now, what is the post event evaluation? Occurs after the event, also known as a summative evaluation. After event, post event, creates an event profile. Who are the attendees for that, what is their expenditure for this thing, and from what is their nationality for the, with the key statistics. Statistic provides feedback and stakeholder, inform the future event, not the current one. Use data from the survey, you are getting the data collected from the survey, feedback and observation. Not only survey for this, then you can also, and when you are talking to the survey, you are collecting the data through the various techniques, maybe questionnaire, maybe other from face-to-face interview, whatever that. Many include financial
Sir,
analysis, usage analysis for
sir,
event performance. Yes, please.
when collecting this data, for example, through survey, are you going to give for example, questionnaire? Are you going to give it to those that attended the event, or to everyone, even if he didn't attend the event?
Actually, the person who attend the event, then picture will come to the true picture will come. The person who are not attend to the event, that there will not true reflection of the result. So all types of the stakeholders, stakeholder mean attendees, planner, staff, sponsor, for everyone. You should
Okay, okay,
create the
understood.
question here for everyone. Then
Okay, okay.
the data will, whatever the data will come, then you can analyze it for this thing, or you can collect the data to face interview. Okay, then it will be better for that. Actually, when you are collecting the data, there are two processes: one, quantity data collection and quality data collection. When your quantity data collection, then you are going to the survey method, and you can use to the questionnaire tools. But when you do the qualitative, you can, it is better to the interview, in-depth in-depth interview, face-to-face interview. It is better for that. But your question is the, when will take it? We can, during the period, it will the who actually attend this event. It will better for that. The true result will come. May I continue? Hello.
Yes, sir. You can proceed. Continue, sir. Understood.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I understood. You can continue. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome. Now, post-event evaluation occurs about the event, also known as a summative. I think it is completed. Now we are coming to the critical evaluation of the event. Now, when the event management process cycling about that, earlier I told planning, organizing, leading and controlling. Now here, the three tools are very important. Three, one is planning, implementing and evaluation. This is cyclic order it is going on. Planning, implementation, evaluation. It is a rotation over it is a continuous process for this thing. Now we are coming to the evaluation and event management process cycle. Event management cycle is cyclical process of planning, implementation, and evaluation. These are the process for this thing. Where evaluation result feedback into future planning, you cannot manage what you do not measure. Peter Drucker said that you cannot manage what you do not measure. In this particular case, the event management cycle, in Kumbh Mela, the Kumbh Mela committee cannot manage what you do not measure. They fail to measuring this thing. Then continuous improvement. Evaluation helps check the action against the desired outcome. The every event got some result, enable timely decision and more informed planning for subsequent events. This applied to the both individual repeat events and the broader event industry knowledge base. Now if coming to the problem solving, sufficient information is crucial for identify the root cause of problems and implementing the effective solution for future events. Near event management cycle, continuous improvement and problem solving. Now, real world example. What is the real world example for this thing? Now, Kumbh Mela. Lesson learned from the previous Melas are applied to planning in the next. Improving logistic management of the massive pilgrimage. Kumbh Mela is actually the pilgrimage tourism places venue for this thing. Now it is happened to the Prayagraj Allahabad. So lesson from learned for the previous Mela. Then you can apply for this thing. Now whatever the present situation, you can learn it and you can apply to the previous one. Sydney Olympics. The Sydney Royal Estate served as a trustable public transport system informing the planning for the Olympics. Then the mega so far this thing. The real world example, Kumbh Mela lesson learned from the previous Mela, now it is completed, Sydney already completed. Now, comprehensive information gathering. Comprehensive. Evaluation should incorporate information from all sources, not just visitor perception. Now, but also organizer perspective and a lesson from learned from the all involved. That means visitor, organizer, and local people involvement should be needed. But sometimes what then local people have some different ideas to control to take the decision for this thing. So you cannot ignore to the local community challenges of information recording. Many events, especially smaller ones, record limited information due to lack of expertise, effort, and time constraint. Importance of the systematic evaluation. If you go into the systematic evaluation, then you can understand about the essential managerial function, and that requires that systematic approach to effectively utilize result in future planning should not be overlooked. That means whatever the loopholes are there, that you can understand it, and it can be used for prevent the any incident in future. That is the importance of systematic evaluation. Now, evaluation consideration. Comprehensive information gathering, evaluation should include the input all the stakeholders. Here stakeholder means organizer, attendees, sponsor, and etc. mean local people, local vendors, caterer. They are also included, not just attendees for a holistic understanding and learning experience. Here, not only holistic understanding with learning experience, but you can get the all composite, all in total challenge and in particular smaller event struggle and improvement system now is defeating, I think. Tangible intangible outcomes. What you are coming to the tangible intangible outcome? That is revenue. Tangible, you can understand the how much it profit for this revenue or the easier to measure than tangible. That feedback on the service quality, capturing intangible outcomes through more challenging, provide the valuable insight in the future event design. Now you can motivation of the attendees. The people or attendees will attend the meeting in the future. What are their motivation? Understand these motivation factor is crucial for maximizing the satisfaction. If in anything, in product or service, if you are satisfied to the particular product or service, then you can also repurchase is there. Here is also motivation is the crucial factor for this thing. When they will motivated, if they are satisfied. If they are not satisfied, they are demotivated, negative impact will come. This should explore the early in the event cycle conceptualization stage through the feedback, research and analysis of the past event. Now experience-based attendees outcomes. Attendees have pre-existing expectation. Before, suppose when you attend any events, you have some expectation before joining this. But during joining this, you have some expectation. After that, you are going to have expectation. Then mean what are the pre-existing and during whatever you actually get, is there any difference? If pre-existing experience result and whatever the actual you are going, if there is any difference, if it is a minus, then negative. If it is positive, then definitely they are satisfied. Now, socio-cultural political outcomes, socio-political cultural outcome. That what political outcomes for this? Socio-culture, what is that? Events can have a long-term impact on community and society. When the events are there, their ancillary systems are there, that profit are generating for this thing, ancillary services are provided for this, then local community are getting to the profit for this thing and getting to the recruitment for this thing. That is one of the benefit. And influence the policy, culture and public service. Sometimes culture is a tourism product where you can give into the cultural event for this thing. So many people are coming from the not only this particular area, other people also there. The people who have the money for this thing, they are also expensive there, and loser people also getting to the through their services also. Evaluation must extend beyond the immediate event time frame to capture these broader outcomes. Environmental outcomes. But when you are talking to the environment, some greenery may be lost. But how to prevent this thing? What is the sustainable way you are taking this? That is the considered. Growing environmental awareness in necessitated evaluating event environmental impact, that is the pollution, waste energy use. Then when waste management is one of the critical factors in the event management. How to and carbon footprint, how much goes, what is the carbon are also exposed in the environment. That sustainable practice increase in the importance, especially for outdoor events. Because when you are going to the outdoor event, there is the all things that the pollution, waste management, carbon footprint, but you should need to the sustainable way for the environment cannot be degrade. Now economic outcomes even generates the economic impact that even how they like the trade to the business, tourism revenue, the people are coming, the service, urban development, the rural or semi-urban promoted to the urban employment generation and income also. These are the positive and economic impact of these outcomes are primary concern of the stakeholders. And it should be evaluated using the quantifiable and establish the methodology. Methodology means how it is the particular way you are applying for this thing. Methodology means logic. Logic means causes for the what method you are using to successful this event. Now, event evaluation process. Now, source adopted for the Nicole and Kitchen 2012. What is that? Determine the purpose of the event evaluate exercise. Now you will determine what are the purpose of the event and what are the how do we evaluate for this thing. Identify the focus of the evaluation. You identify the factor, what factor you can evaluate for this, whether you can evaluate to the economy, whether you can do social or into the political or other factor. Select the most suitable approach for conducting evaluation exercise. Then approach, what type of approach? Whether you are taking to the qualitative approach or the quantity approach or mixed method approach, quantity or hybrid, quality and quantity both for this thing. Select the models of the evaluation framework for the data collection based on the suitability and predictive. That means what are the model you are using for this thing? Whether it's a pre-existing model or you are framing to the new model for this thing and develop the appropriate data collection strategy. When you are taking to the research about the taking about to the you are collecting to the data from raw data from the respondent who are also responding response of this particular event the all the stakeholder for this thing and collect after collecting this you analyze that after collecting this your data cleaning for this thing some coding for this thing analyze and present the finding after giving to the collect the data then analyzing then cleaning the data analyzing the then finding the result for this thing prepare a disseminate event evaluation report. Then you prepare to the report. On the report basis, what your result is coming for this thing. And formulate the implemented decision improvement based on the finding event and evaluation report. And then you can implement the decision. That will be result. But this is the evaluation process for this thing. The return on investment methodology. Now you get that is return because every sponsor they're investing their capital. They like to the return for this thing. The methodology useful evaluating the well planned event. Now here the level 10, level 5, 4, 3, 4. Now here target audience. Whatever audience you are targeting as a customer of your event and satisfaction learning environment level 1 whether they are satisfying or not like first level you understand whether they are satisfied or not third second one learning information skill attitude and a relationship third behavior impact return and then you are coming to the target audience that 1 2 3 4 5 then given to 10 6 7 8 9 then the other process for that now we are coming to the quantity and quality evaluation. What is quantity? Quantity means number. Quality means it is the sum not in the number, but it is the sum in other satisfaction, happiness, like this. Now quantity evaluation, how to quantity focus on numerical data. We are understanding with the numerical data only. How much attendees are there? What is the revenue on for this thing? Use the survey. And survey is the method and questionnaire is the collecting the data. On site, online, phone. You can three mode you can use for the other method also you can use. Measure the attendance. What are the measure? Scale, sales, satisfaction. You give the scale like the Likert. Actually, it is not sale, it is the scale. Like the Likert, semantic differential scale, like this. Another scale also they are give. Require careful planning for tools to ensure the meaningful data collection. But your data collection should be, your question should be targeted question. It should be useful for this thing. Easy to administer, quick attendance, and can be, and you can data can be analyzed through the SPSS or statistical package for social science or any statistical tool manually or computerized you can analyze for them. Now qualitative evaluation. How to qualitative evaluation? Focus on descriptive information. Open, you are collecting to the data from the open-end questionnaire. Use the interviews, focus group. In the particular focus group, not more than 8 to 9 or 10 participants. Different category people you are asking the question and semi-structured questionnaire or unstructured questionnaire you can ask. Feedback session, observation, and open-ended questionnaire. These are the use for this thing. Explore. What explore? Actually, it is the quality research. Basically, it is to the framing the your rules, pattern like this one. Explore why and how of the event activities. Why and how are prominent for this thing. Capture in-depth views, opinions, and perception. Why, how. And time consuming to it is also time consuming and but provide a valuable insight. Quantitative research only quantify for this, but it is given the valuable insight for this thing. Can conclude the video, can include the video, audio, and photograph. And after that, you can also analyze to the photo data also. Now, mixed method evaluation, that hybrid, quantity and quality both you can use for this thing. And that we use quality data for the comprehensive understanding. At first, you give it to the first your quantity data, then based on the quantity, you are going to the quality, or you are going into the quantity and quality both in parallel way, then synthesize together. Financial economy approach. Financial focuses on financial metric. That means cash flow, revenue, profit, loss, debt, economy. Examine the market value and competitive impact. The non-financial economy approach, what is that? Use the qualitative data to assess the aspect not easily measure quantitative, that the perceived benefit, stakeholder perception, competitors challenges, happiness, satisfaction measure for this thing. Now we are coming to the now how to use for this question alternative responses. You can ask the male, female, they collect in the gender for the demography purpose for the response. What is the response? Yes, no. That is the collecting the preference. The multiple choice question, you can use the multiple choice. How often happy attending the XYZ festival? XYZ say, actually it is the quantification. It is source adopted in the silver 2004. Once, twice, like this way. And the multiple responses. It is multiple choices. Now here come the multiple responses. Which attraction did you attain? The XYZ to please take all that apply. That means first you are going to the multiple choice, only one. But multiple choice. Which attraction did you XYZ festival? What are then multiple choices for this thing? You can more than one you can choice for this thing. Whether you are coming the artistic demonstration, band concert, carnival rides, children activities, cook-up competition, like this. What are the question? Now the Likert scale. Likert actually basically a 5-point scale for this thing. Whether in the first you can also strongly agree, given to the strongly agree, no opinion. But when you are to the understanding about the Likert scale, to the something analysis, then you are rating to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Strongly disagree, 1, disagree, 2, no opinion, 3, 4 is agree, and 5 just strongly agree. That is 5 point, given to the 5 point. Now rating scale. How was the entertainment festival? It is rating. Poor, fair, good, very good, and excellent, like this one. This type of questionnaire, you can understand, collect the data for this thing. After collecting data, you can analyze for this thing. Now, dimension of the evaluation. What are the dimension you are taking? Even organic perspective, client, event, target, audience fit, appropriate resource staff, logistic equipment, smooth execution without delay or damage, prompt response to the post-event inquiries, potential future business with the client, customization to local needs. Highlight the element that increase the sales and return on investment. Now, a dimension of this evaluation it should be considered for the event organization perspective. Now, client perspective. In prospect of the client, what are the data impact of the event, reach and interaction? That whether they are coming to reach, where there can interaction to others, the immediate and long-term benefits, whether stakeholder take into the long-term benefit or immediate benefit, which one, if it is immediate, how much quantify for this thing, if the long-term, and what are the ways for this thing? Cost benefit analysis, pre-event and post-event. What are the major pre-event and post-event? What are the differences? If it is a positive, okay. If it is a negative, that means it's some problems are there. Post-event stock taking actual cost and benefit. And sensitivity evaluation. Defining target audience and expected changes in the thought, feeling, and action. Now, define a target audience, they expect a change in thought, feeling, and action. You capture three things for that. And considering the future to the event concept and execution. Using appropriate data collection. That means whether you are going to observation, just you see about this thing and you are trying to understand. When I see something, a group of people, whether they are satisfied or not satisfied, you can measure also through your observative skill. Now questionnaire. Through questionnaire, you can understand after the questionnaire, with the collecting the analysis, then you can understand what is the actual result for them. Team-based appropriate evaluation. Not only your single person cannot do it, but team-based evaluation is also required. Now, with the evaluation to measure the performance, evaluation to measure the performance, concept research. What is the concept research actually? Research mean search again. Then when you are searching again and again, audience research during the conceptualization to the determine strategic approach. What the audience are thinking about that thing and formative evaluation during the activity, even during the activity execution with a small sample audience to refine their event, mostly qualitative. That is the activity that is mostly called formative evaluation. Objective evaluation, that is gathering evidence to demonstrate the event suitably to client before the education. That means it's a whether when you objectivity, you're proving to the objectivity. What is your objectivity for this thing? You try to understand. And summative evaluation, measuring all the event is impact on the audience after the event as with the objective achievement and identify the improvement. All the evaluation mass also helps to understand. Now we are at the evaluation major research. External reach. How to externally measuring publicity through media. Through media, the advertisement, press, radio, TV, using the metric like the circulation and rating. Circulation and rating. It also given to the exploration for that. Actual reach. How much it is reaching for this thing? Measuring the number of attendees. Actually measuring the number of how to now how much ticket you are selling for that. What is the sale? How much registration is there? The evaluation to the major interaction, number of interaction point, direct and indirect, an opportunity for interaction before, during, and after. Well, opportunity for interaction, you are interact before and before, during, and after. Then you can understand that before what is their expectation, during what is their expectation, and after feedback what is the expectation. Then you can understanding the competitive statement for this thing, the way that they are satisfied. And very simple example for them. Before they are their expectation 10, but during their expectation 6, but after their expectation 4, then mean you are not, the customer are not satisfied. But when their expectation is 5, but during that their expectation is 7, and after that their expectation 8, then they are fully satisfied. Then